In this video, we're going to talk about two interesting new concepts which we have introduced into the new voltaic arcing device for aesthetic purposes. One of them is the variable voltage of the new design, and the other one is the cap, the control cap, to apply the electrical arcing with a greater degree of control. So let's go with the voltaic, the voltage regulation of the new device. Why have we chosen to also regulate, to allow the user to change and regulate the voltage? This is because the voltage is directly proportional to the power level. And this is an important part. So you're going to be able to control the power level mainly by changing the voltage level. So what we've got at the output of mostly any voltaic arcing devices for aesthetic uses is a sine wave. So if we go and measure the sine wave using an oscilloscope, what we'll find is a sine wave where the distance in time between peak to peak is the period. If you then divide one device divided the period, then you get the frequency and so on. We have talked about the frequency, the variable frequency of our new design in another video. But what we're doing actually, we're making that voltage here on the y-axis is the voltage. We're increasing or decreasing the voltage in order for you to allow to change the power level. And this is not a unique feature because we already implemented that in the Beauty Tech. We've got several power levels, whereas in this case we allow the user to have even further more control over the power level using a wider degree of control over the voltage output of the device. Once again, this has not got to be taken for granted because some very expensive devices marketed for several thousand euros only have 3 power levels. And we've got several in the Beauty Tech, and we've got even more in the new design. So it's not something to be taken for granted. Another variable to bear in mind about the power associated to the arc is the frequency, but we talked about that in previous videos. Another very important point that we'd like to take in this particular video is the introduction of the cap. If you remember, before with the Beauty Tech and most other devices, what we've got is you actually regulate that distance between the skin and the tip of the device, let's say this is the electrode, by using your hand. In this case, what we've done is we introduced a control cap which allows you to have that to be completely constant. But another thing, so this is actually making your life easier when you're generating the electrical arcing for skin tightening and so on, eyelid tightening and so on. However, another important point is we've got to put in, we already put in the design is the ability to control that distance, because the minimum distance required, if you remember, there is a minimum distance required at any voltage level and frequency in order to get the spark. That distance has got to be of a certain amount. So we've allowed you as well to regulate that distance depending on the voltage level that you're using and the frequency level as well. So these are other new features of this amazing device. For more information about this device, please feel free to get in touch with us. The contact details are on our websites, and you can find our websites on this video at the bottom. So thank you very much for watching, and once again, feel free to ask us any questions should you have any. Thank you.